This podcast is brought to you by the Bennett brothers.
All right. Welcome to another edition of the Bennett Buzz. Me and Cody just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, that's right.
No shades for me this time.
Yep, I still got them on. And we're here with the band DAZR. And we got their lead guitarist and their bass player. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves to the pod.
All right, I'll go ahead. I'm Grant Hendricks, former and lead guitarist of the band. And I met this guy. I'll let him introduce himself.
I'm Matthew Shranko. I am bassist for DAZR.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm glad y'all came onto the pod. I know it was last minute, but
it's only like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
We live right over there, right past, what's it called? You know that park where the
Tiger Park?
Yeah, is it Tiger Park?
Tigertown Village.
Oh, okay.
Or Tigertown, whatever.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So I got some questions for y'all. So when did y'all start the band?
So it was actually around this time.
Last year.
Yeah.
Exactly this time last year. I think everybody got in the end of, or middle of January. Everybody was in at that point, but in the beginning, for a few months, it was just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I just, I was trying to start a band. I didn't have any luck. I couldn't meet anybody. It was during COVID.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to be, going to shows and trying to link up with people. And so I tried on Instagram and all that. And then if you found somebody, they live in Tennessee or they.
I remember seeing your flyers. Like
Yeah,
I saw your flyer somewhere.
The flyer.
I was like, man, I was sitting around. The funniest thing, I was watching a documentary with Brett Michaels.
Yeah.
On YouTube, and he was like, yeah, man, we used to just hang flyers out about our shows and all this. And I was like a little light bulb went off. And I was like, I don't know why I'm doing all this. I'm just gonna put some freaking
sometimes
$2
the
flyers
traditional
out.
ways to do it, man.
And so I just went and I just pasted Clemson with them.
Yeah.
And I would go at night because you don't want to be the dude walking around the middle of campus like hanging flyers.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to look.
Everybody's
shady.
looking at that kid like he's one of those.
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. So I just went and hung him at like 2 a.m., 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I got a text or a DM from you, and it was just like need bass. It was just need bass question mark.
Need
and I was
bassist.
Like,
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. We got our bassist. He was his friend,
Yeah.
Carlos.
We went
Yeah.
to school together,
Okay,
graduated.
cool.
Yeah. He joined 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Something like that.
Yeah. We've only been a band for like a little under a year.
Yeah.
Still learning every day.
Yeah. I don't think that definitely doesn't ever stop.
Yeah.
But
What's y'all's biggest pet peeve at a show?
at a show,
When let me
girls
tell
come
you about it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go first.
Okay.
When girls come on stage just because they think they can,
Yeah.
and step on my pedal board, grab my mic, strum my guitar, or even come near me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's like
Shoot.
just stay down there. You
Yeah.
know? Like that's why we have it. That's why there's a stage. You're not up here for a reason.
oh yeah.
Like, don't harass me.
100% the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I
It's
think
it's
we're
every
about the
gig.
same. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will steal my mic up and down like all
Yeah.
the time, try to yell in it. I'm like, you're not even saying anything. You're just
He mutes
being
it every time I
loud.
grab it.
I just mute it. I'm like, no one can hear you.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
played
get
at
afraid of
some.
equipment getting damaged. People doing that.
Well, that was us this weekend in Virginia. Somebody spilled beer all over one of the big nice speakers we just got. It's like huge. I don't even know what is it? Is it a Harbinger?
Yeah, that's a Harbinger.
Is it a PA?
It's like a 2,500 watt
Oh,
big. It's pretty
okay.
big.
Yeah,
Oh,
monitor.
We
solid.
got 2 of those, and they spilled beer all over it. Did they spill beer on Austin's pedal board too?
I don't know, did they? I
don't
remember
know.
our little sign was getting kicked around.
Yeah, we got beer
Yeah.
all over our
I
sign.
tell you what,
But I mean,
all
that's gonna
our
happen
chords
at
are
frat
sticky
parties
and-
anyway.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
Hate
we
the
played.
chords.
Yeah,
They're
the
gross.
chords. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
these
we've got-
chords. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they're,
no,
they're
you're
probably the same way.
We've got the the ones that I use on like my guitar chords. They're like the braided ones.
Yeah.
So they like soak up like the
Ooh.
cloth like
Oh.
holds water.
Yep.
And so I pick it. I have like they were yellow. Now they're like black. And
Yeah,
I pick it up and it's just like
It makes it
beer
even
just
more
dripping
grit.
from it. I'm like, come on. You know?
yeah. No, we played at UNC like how many weeks ago? It was last month, and the way the stage was set up, it had Austin's mic coming down from the stage, like because it was a stage probably about like this tall up, and so it was like almost at the bottom, like where the dance floor was, and some girl like kept bumping into it, and it kept hitting Austin in the face, like his mic
boy.
he'd be singing and it would just smack him in the face, and at one point like 2 of these dudes like came up and they just like stood right in front of him and like looked over at the party. They were like really tall guys. They were wearing togas for like their Olympics or whatever.
Yeah.
And they like stood up like right in front of him, over him, and like blocked him from like the entire crowd. And they were just like dancing and like, and it was just kind of like he was just like singing behind these people. And
Yeah.
it was,
Trying
like,
to steal the
like,
show.
Do they not
Right.
think like?
Well, you know, dude, we've had a couple incidents. At one of the, we played at, you know, It's Your Wiener down here,
Yeah,
and
we played there.
yeah,
a
and
few
there's
years ago.
no stage, so it's
Yeah.
just, you're just level. So people just think they can, you know, just come on up there.
Yeah,
And there's this one girl, she was blacked out,
Oh yeah.
and I'm sitting there. You guys know the song "Highway Star" by Deep Purple? You know that
Mm.
one?
I've probably heard it.
Chandler
I recognize the
Chandler
name.
probably
Yeah,
knows
you'd
it.
recognize it, but it's got an organ solo in there that I play on guitar.
Yeah.
But, you know, since it's on the organ, and I wasn't playing the guitar, it's like wicked hard on the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like trying to focus, and she literally comes up and like bear hugs me, mutes all my strings, and I've got a flanger on it, so it's just making all these horrible noises. And I thought her boyfriend would, you know, come and get her off me. He just sat there and looked at her, and I was like, dude, you want to like,
Yeah.
because like you can't like be angry with them. You have to like
Yeah.
be playful, and but yeah. And then last show we did, this it's funny. Our singer's name's Austin too.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
But he was singing, and this girl comes up with handcuffs, and like handcuffed him while he was playing, and she came up to me, was trying to like handcuff me, and I was like,
What would Austin
know,
have done?
she got him.
It would have been bad. Yeah.
She got him. It was on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you better hope she has a key for that.
Yeah. Seriously.
That same gig, some chicks walked up on the stage, and first they dropped his mic like out of the stand, so it slammed on the floor.
Yeah.
But by then I muted it, so they picked it up and went over to Austin. So Austin sometimes uses wireless. Regardless, the other one was already wired,
Yeah.
and so she's dragging this microphone wire across the stage and trying to sing with Austin, and it's just creating a huge mess. It was awful.
It's
Yeah,
funny, 'cause
that's-
the guys don't do that. None of the guys do that.
No.
You know,
We
I never
played
get that.
at Virginia. I don't know. Was that an all guys school or not? I couldn't
It
tell.
was something like
I
that.
thought it was, but it was like a big fraternity event, so they had like a bunch of people out there that
Yeah.
it was like co-ed, but that's kind of what we were thinking. Like, if it was all guys, I feel like they'd be there for the music more, not trying to impress other girls, and you wouldn't
Yeah.
deal with
That's what it is.
And
everybody being.
Every house had live bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was actually pretty cool. It was all the way. It was like 5-hour drive, and it was like a fraternity row, and it was like battle of the bands. Like everybody was
Yeah.
competing for
Like whoever got the crowd. Yeah.
So we put our speakers up, like mounted to the sky, like cranked them.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I heard I don't know, it was like I don't know if it was on your SoundCloud or what. It was like an Instagram like promotional video that y'all posted, and it was LaGrange. Do y'all play
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah,
Yep.
we do.
Yeah,
that
Felipe
was on our
killed
EP.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on our EPK.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, we do that one. We do cover that one.
Yeah, it's a fun one that kind of gives a band a break. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Boogie
Especially-
woogie.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like you can dance to it. It's 3 chords.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just da
So y'all do a lot of rock.
Yeah, I mean, I
All
think
rock.
that's pretty strict. 70s, 80s. I mean, Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Van Halen, Rush.
Y'all ever
Ozzy.
get into anything like 2000, early 2000s?
No,
Like-
not
No,
really.
we stick pretty true to
What's
that
the-
era.
I think the youngest thing that we play is like
It's like either Guns N' Roses or
Yeah, which is
Motley
like-
Crue.
Yeah,
It's just
Motley
like
Crue.
like mid 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But
We
everything-
stick to most old stuff. I feel like we've been trying to get into like newer stuff because we do country too. So like
yeah.
playing that old country at some places is gonna like.
Yeah.
We did Your Cheating Heart one time at Study Hall, and it was just kind of slow in the scene, you know.
You know, dude,
I
sometimes
don't remember that.
Yeah, that was like one of the first.
I do
Gigs.
believe it happened
It
though.
was like the second gig we had
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
We were still trying to figure it out, you know.
yeah. Well, it's a lot of those things are like hit or miss because, you know, especially with older stuff, because you guys play older stuff and we play older stuff, even though they're not the same, you know, exact genre. They're both older stuff.
Yeah,
So a lot of times it's either, you know, you hit the right crowd and everybody's like, you know, they love it, and then other times you know, and it's mainly, I hate to say it, but it's mainly the girls that are like, you know, play Sweet Child of Mine, you know, play
Yeah.
all the, you know, but a lot of times it's funny because we had the last show we did, there was this one girl that was in the audience, and we were playing a couple like deeper cut Van Halen songs that like, it's not like You Really Got Me or something like everybody.
Yeah.
It's not Jump, you know.
yeah,
We were playing Bottoms Up, which is like a deeper, like less well known track, and then she started singing along with it. And it was
You're
something
like,
like Sorority Girl. She sung like every word like
I mean, you got people. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not going to be a song that you play that nobody will know. Somebody's going to know it. I mean, whether they like it or not, you know.
Yeah, a lot of it is a balance of crowd pleasers and ones that nobody else does, because you have to sprinkle. Unfortunately, even though they're not always the most fun to play, you know, you gotta sprinkle those in there so everybody, you know, it like the drunk sing along songs.
Yeah.
You gotta have those in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like family traditions,
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys do Freebird?
Yeah,
Dude, every show people are like Freebird, and we're like,
we just play it
Man.
anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
just don't
don't.
want to take the time to learn it. That's my thing.
Sometimes I respect people because they do pull out some deeper cut Leonard Skinner songs.
Oh, we do like
yeah.
Needle in a Spoon.
T
like
for
that.
Texas.
T for Texas, the Jimmy Rogers one.
I like Give Me Back My Bullets. That's
Oh,
that's
we
a
need
good
to know
one.
that.
That's a
one.
whole good album.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
On the Hunt.
Dude,
On the Hunt,
On
yeah.
the Hunt is
We
one
did.
of my favorite
We
verses
do.
they
I
have.
Need You.
Do you? Oh,
Ooh,
ZZ Top.
baby, I love
Oh, you're talking about that
you.
one?
That
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
That one's good.
Second helping.
Yeah. What's
Them
the-
boys taught me how to play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what you learned to basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That and rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine was like the first song I learned on guitar. I already said in the last pod was like Wagon Wheel or something
Yeah.
like simple because they had a bar chord. So that was
Yeah.
like, but drum wise probably like Eagles. I was trying to learn all that stuff. I got the double kick now, so now we can do what is it? Is it Life in the Fast Lane? Because
Yeah.
it's like do do do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that with one pedal.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
You know, it's funny how I guess influences change throughout. Because, you know, whenever I first started playing guitar, I wasn't, you know, my dad always listened to classic rock and everything like that.
Yeah.
But as far as me for guitar, you know, it was like 2009, 2010, whenever I was starting out. So, you know, I was into like John Mayer and like,
Yeah, that's
you know, real like, you know, softer.
yeah.
I was into John Mayer. I was into Steve Ray Vaughan, was a big influence of mine.
I was doing like Ed Sheeran and stuff.
Yeah, me
like,
too. Yeah, and I
like-
was doing, and I wasn't even playing electric at that time. I was playing like fingerstyle acoustic, like
yeah, like
arrangements.
finger picking and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
like
what I
playing
started
the
with.
singing song or like the melody lines,
Yeah.
of the vocals on the guitar, and then I think after that I heard, I think it was "You Really Got Me," I think by Van Halen.
Yeah,
It was that first riff, you know, da-na-na-na-na, and I was like, that sounds way cooler. So
Yeah.
I started looking into all that, and then it took a complete 180 different route from going from, you know, Ed Sheeran to, you know, like Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz, and
yeah. Do y'all
That
do
fun stuff.
do y'all do like No More Tears?
you know,
Ozzy.
we want to,
It's
but
such a good
the
song,
problem
man.
is the keyboard,
Yeah,
the whole keyboard, and there's the whole string section, and we just don't even play with MIDIs
yeah.
because
Nah,
I don't even
it's
even know
more
how to do that.
complicated.
Oh, yeah. No,
It's
no
so
idea.
We're too
complicated.
broke to
No idea.
afford
Mhm.
that. But
Once you can do that though, you can use like Ableton and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and be able to play to like click tracks and like it tells you when the songs are. But that
Mm.
yeah.
it's kind of not that much. I feel like it's less fun that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We try to keep like, I guess the songs that we choose, we want to make sure that, and especially even in the studio, we want to make sure that whatever songs that we record or write or play, we can replicate fairly accurately live.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we don't need to be hiring a keyboardist for one song
Mhm.
for No More Tears and then be like, all right, you can go sit down the rest of the
Y'all
gig.
could always just like pull one up and just have your lead
Yeah.
singer teach him the.
Yeah, right. You know, he's actually learning the piano.
Yeah, he's working on it. He actually, if this is a totally different conversation, but he just started singing this year.
That's a funny
As of
story, how we got
2022.
in.
Oh really?
So he doesn't know any like musical things very much right now.
Yeah.
But he's slowly learning guitar and piano.
I mean,
That's
he
pretty
knows,
cool,
like,
though.
He knows. Well, yeah, he is learning guitar and stuff, but
Mm.
he so my dad sang and played guitar, and that's how I got into playing guitar. But my brother, basically, what happened is we were auditioning another guy and to sing here. This is before we met Felipe, our drummer, and all that. And he came and he sang, and something it just didn't click. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, you know, I mean, I just don't think he's the right guy for us. So then he left, and then I always had my suspicions that my brother could sing because, you know, he can imitate people like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And he'll jokingly sing around, or he would whenever he was a kid. He would jokingly sing around. So I was like, you know, I wonder if he can actually sing. So I asked him about it one day. I was like, hey, Austin, can you like actually sing? And he just started like, dude, he got so red and started laughing. And I was like, and he was like, I mean, I don't know. I was like, no, but like seriously, you know, let me hear you sing.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like, you know, you can't hear me. So I was like, dude, I'll tell you what, just do this short little demo tape for me. Just do this 30 seconds of a song. If you don't think you sound good, or I don't like it, or whoever doesn't like it, I'll leave you alone. So it ended up being a Motley Crue song.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it
It was
Too Young to Fall in Love? And so I gave him, And he was like, "You got to get out of the room." He's like, "You can't be in here while I sing, or I'm gonna start laughing."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, I'll go in my room," because he and I live together, and so he sings, and then he sent it to me, and I heard it, and I mean, dude, it sounded like spot on.
Yeah.
So spot on to where I sent it to him, but I didn't tell him it was my brother because I didn't want any bias. I didn't want to be like, "Hey, this is Austin. What do you think?" And then him be like, "Oh," like not wanting to make him feel bad because he knows him. So I sent it to him, and then he texted me back, and he actually like 180'd me because you were like, "I don't know, I can't really tell if he's good," and I was like, "Oh no," I was like, "This is not good."
I had no idea.
Is the mic working? You might have to flick the little thing. It might on the mic.
Oh, this.
There's a little. You might have turned off.
Hello.
No, there we go.
There we go. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
It's a new mic, so maybe it's just not.
I can hear you coming through.
Okay. Oh, there
we
it
go.
goes.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. Sweet.
So he sent me the recording, and I was listening to it. I obviously could recognize it was a Motley Crue song, but I never heard the song before.
Yeah.
And I heard the vocal line or whatever. I was like, it sounds like he's singing along with the song. And I was like, I can't really hear the different singer. It just sounds like Vince Neil on the track. I'm like, I can't really hear him that well.
Oh yeah.
And then he's
Working
like,
on
wait, can you not
He's a
hear
backing
any of
track.
the singing? I was like, no, I can hear it. He's like, that's him. That's Austin. I'm like, oh yeah, he's in the band,
Yeah.
I
100%.
didn't even tell you those. Even then, I didn't tell you those. Austin, I was like, "That's the guy."
Yeah.
'Cause I remember saying that's the guy because I started laughing, texting you the guy because like this is so cheesy.
Dude, he
I
has
was
a
like,
good
"That's the
voice.
guy."
He has
Dude,
a
it-
perfect
he
voice for y'all's
Sounded
sound too.
exactly like Vince Neil. I was
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
he's in the band.
Yeah, that's
He's,
so cool.
His biggest influence, what's funny is he's not even really influenced by Vince Neil, like at all. He can do it. It's so easy for him that it's like not fun.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't enjoy singing like Motley Crue songs. Like
Mhm.
he's a big Zeppelin and Aerosmith guy.
Yeah.
So Steven Tyler and Robert Plant, and Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Yeah.
Those three, those are his like top tier
Mhm.
guys. So it's just funny because he sounded exactly like Vince Neil with no vocal, nothing.
Yeah.
And people can say what they want about Vince Neil, but on the records he didn't sound bad.
Oh
It,
no.
it fit what he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Live he got older and things happen.
Yeah, but I mean that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
I love that sound.
Yeah,
I mean that's
exactly.
kind of like part of my influence is listening to that.
Yeah, 100%. But he nailed that, and then he started. Do you know who Ken Tamplin is?
I
He's
don't.
a-
You?
He's a vocal coach, and he worked. I'm pretty sure he worked with Steven Tyler in the early 2000s or 90s or something, because Steven Tyler had vocal surgery and he something messed up with his voice, so he helped him re-strengthen his voice and everything.
Okay.
But basically, his whole thing is keeping your voice healthy and expanding your range
Yeah.
and everything like in a safe way, because a lot of people will force it and strain it, and that is not good for your
Really
vocal
bad
cords.
for your vocal
Yeah.
cords.
So and anyway, he started doing his course and everything, so Austin could already naturally go high.
Yeah.
So then he started doing his course, and it just started going higher.
Yeah.
And so he's just I don't know, he's having a ball.
Does he ever lose his voice at shows like at the end?
Not
He
lose
used to
it.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say lose it. It just loses a little bit of its
Range
power.
and yeah.
Yeah, and just because a lot of the bars and everything, they book 3.5, 4 hour gigs.
Yeah.
Aerosmith,
Oh yeah, it's exhausting.
Aerosmith doesn't play a 4 hour show.
No.
If you go to any Aerosmith concert, they're playing hour and a half.
Dude, people don't realize how hard a work it is.
Oh, it's
And
ridiculous.
especially, I was telling him, it's not just playing. You got to put on a show.
You put on a
If
show.
I stand there in one spot with my feet like they're in concrete, look at the floor for 3 hours, nobody's gonna want to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
You're jumping around, moving around,
Yeah.
and it's freaking exhausting.
Yeah.
It was cramped at Virginia though.
Yeah. It was hard because they put like the wooden stages,
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
part of the stage I was on wasn't very
very
solid.
uneven.
It was
stable.
kind of
Him
rotten
and-
wood.
Yeah, him
felt
and
like I was gonna
Carlos
fall
and Austin were like pretty tight, and then I was just by myself to the side.
Yeah.
But like setup and breakdown
work.
after it takes forever.
Oh
Dude.
yeah,
I think we normally get to our shows. I don't know how long you guys do, but we get to our shows like what 2.5 hours.
2 to 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
to 3 hours.
we're about in that
close.
same range.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of depends on where we're at.
and like the more stuff you get to be better and to
Yeah.
be better quality, the the longer it takes to put
Yeah.
all that stuff together. Like originally we were an amp. We started like small in places like an amp, a PA, 2 chords. I didn't even mic up my drum set. I didn't
Yeah.
have any way to hear them or anything. That's how we started, and now speakers, in-ears, 2 mixers, drum mics everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude,
Yes.
accumulating equipment. Dude, if you walk in our living room, so there's my 4x12 cab,
Yeah,
our TV, he has an 8x10 bass cab, so it's like 5 feet tall. He has 2 of them, so he's got 2 bass cabs, his bass head. Then I have my 2 heads, 2 PAs, 2 or
Just a bunch of monitors and other amps, and it's ridiculous.
It's
The
like
whole
Yeah.
the whole wall is
yeah,
just
it's just a wall
Covered.
Yeah, and he used to fit like half of that in his Camry
yeah.
and show up to gigs in his Camry. That we finally got a trailer to use because
Yeah, I saw the trailer. The
God.
trailer's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thank
we were
God.
I saw it outside of Loose Change that one
Yeah.
time.
We that's
See you rocking a leather jacket at shows
Yeah, right.
too.
Dude, it was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
So that's rock star status right there. Yeah.
But
Yeah, we man, live shows are so much fun though. How far do y'all travel? I saw that y'all got did y'all win the Battle of the Bands somewhere that
at Harley Davidson event in Columbia.
Yeah, Thunder Tower.
Yeah, the Thunder Tower Harley.
Heck yeah.
We did that, and yeah, I mean it kind of depends. So the furthest we've traveled so far was it in Georgia?
Oh yeah, Georgia.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I don't even know.
Middle
It
of
was-
nowhere,
It
Georgia.
was for fraternity's mountain weekend.
How'd it go?
It went good. So wherever we were playing at, the resort or whatever you want to call it, they like came up to us halfway through our set. We hadn't even been playing for more than an hour,
No.
and they were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you guys got to stop. You guys are too damn loud."
Ah,
And we were like, "Listen, man, we drove 2.5 hours. No, it was over 3 hours, I think."
Yeah, it was
I
right
like,
at
we
3.
drove 3 hours. Like we didn't say anything, but we were like, okay. We let the social chair go talk to him.
yeah.
And long story short, the fraternity ended up paying an extra $500 so we could keep playing, and then so we kept playing, and then the the guy who worked there who told us to stop,
Yeah.
he ended up getting into the music we were playing. So then we were like, yeah, unfortunately, this is our last one. And we finished the song, and then he came up to us. He was like, no, like keep going, like you guys are killer. So then we did like another like 4 or 5 songs after.
Yeah,
Dang.
they literally just
Overtime.
ate
Yeah.
a ticket from
Yeah.
please. I think it was the actual resort literally paid for like the ticket for us to just play through the noise complaint and
Yeah.
just keep going
Well,
because
because
they
were
enjoyed
getting
it so
noise
much.
Complaints like from residents outside of
Mhm.
The resort or
resort
whatever.
because it was an outside thing, so we're outside
Yeah.
and we're in the mountains, so it's like all
Echoing out.
echoing everywhere. So people were probably like a mile.
Oh
You
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
could still hear it. That's kind of cool
100%.
though.
And since we were outside, I'm not gonna lie, I died.
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
I was
Cranked
You
it
have
I'm gonna
to.
see how loud I
Course.
can get,
Yeah.
but I don't ever get to use the full potential of that thing.
It's too much.
unfortunately. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not, man.
That's
Rattle
good
You
though.
never have
windows.
too much.
Speaking of which, what you working with rig wise?
So it's changed, but so I have 2 heads. So I have a 1974 Marshall Super Lead 100 watt. I've got that, and then I also have a exact clone of Eddie Van Halen's Marshall. So it's also another 100 watt head.
There you go.
And so I've got 2 of those, and the Marshall, believe it or not, is actually the backup. The Marshall used to be my main, but then I got the clone. It's called RJS amplification, and I bought one of their amps, and it sounded killer. So I use that, and I run that into a 4x12 cab with 75 watt speakers in it, and then from there it's pretty straightforward. I don't really do any, like I don't use the effects loop or anything. I don't have
Right.
any, like.
So
I mean-
you got like a pedal board that you've built yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like individual pedals. I don't have like the I used to have one of the Boss ME80, like the multi effects pedals.
Yeah. I've got a Head Rush by 11
Okay,
right now.
yeah, those are good.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, on my board I've just got. I mean, it's pretty simple. I think I've just got the power supply, a flanger, phaser, a delay pedal,
Yeah.
and I used to have a chorus, but and for some reason I don't know if it's just because I didn't run it through an effects loop. Anytime I click it on, it made a super weird noise, so I just kind of chucked it, never used it.
Yeah.
So I really only play with 3 pedals,
Yeah.
pretty much, and then coming out from there, just go straight to my guitar. I've just got a like a super strat kind of thing I built myself.
Yeah.
And that's just got a Floyd Rose and a super distortion in there.
What all guitars are y'all rocking with?
So I got the one that I built, which is like my main. I use
Yeah.
that. It's the one I always use. And then I have my dad lent me his Les Paul, so I use that for like.
It's mainly what we started out using,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just Les Pauls.
Yeah, I use that for one as a backup, and I use it on Crazy Train and Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
I use it on those 2, and then I've got just a regular Stratocaster, but I took the single coils out and I put humbucker. I
Yeah.
did the whole.
You got active pickups?
No, I don't think. To be honest, I don't know.
No.
No, I don't know. To be honest.
So no battery?
Oh yeah, no, they're passive. They're
Cool.
all they're all vintage style
Okay.
pickups, like PAF or Super Distortion or something like that.
There you go.
And then but that's all my guitars, right? 3. I used to have a black Les Paul, or it wasn't a Les Paul. It was an Epiphone.
That's what.
Yeah.
You got a black.
So
Les
you built
Paul
them all
phone.
yourself, like all the soldering work and stuff like that.
So on the Les Paul, I haven't touched it. That's my dad's. I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah.
But on the one that I built, yeah, I mean, I did all that myself pretty much, and I painted it. Did the whole thing, so that because that way, if I mess something up, I don't feel bad because it's
Yeah.
mine. Because it's got burn marks all over. I mean, it's got my blood from chain and strings all over.
It's
Yeah.
a relic.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Stratocaster I did all that myself pretty much, and you and I you helped me out with that.
We need a
Changing
Strat so
pickups.
bad.
Oh yeah.
They're cool.
Not that one over there. Y'all see it, but it's
Yeah.
it's nothing to. It's really bad actually.
Is that like a? Oh,
It says
It's a little-
Excel on it.
It's really it's
Love that.
not fun to play with.
I have
It's
one
just-
that looks exactly like that, except it says Spectrum,
Yeah.
and Spectrum is the Toys R Us
Oh,
brand
yeah.
guitar. It's like you get in like a little kit, and it came with an amp that was
Yeah.
about this big. It's adorable.
Yeah, we mainly rock like Epiphones, but we just got a Gibson SG.
Oh,
Yep.
that's sweet. He used to have an SG bass.
Oh,
for a little
really?
bit.
Those are cool.
Oh yeah,
The neck was like 10 pounds, so it would just nosedive if he let go.
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
It looked cool as hell though.
Yeah.
But
Dang. Well, I guess let us know what y'all have upcoming for your band. This probably won't release until January, but
okay.
I mean, what are y'all's goals with the band? Like, what are some things y'all want to get into in the next year?
Well, with by the summer we want to have enough original songs where we're gonna do a summer tour with just promoting our originals.
Yeah.
So our goal right now is to finish 10 to 15 originals.
Yeah.
And so we've got about roughly 3 or 4 done or almost done so far.
Yeah.
So that, and we're just gonna tour around there as much as we can, kind of play anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
And then from there we all want to, like I said, we all want to take it as far as we can.
Yeah.
So ultimately the goal is selling out stadiums and touring all around the world with our
Of
own
course.
stuff. Exactly. But as far as upcoming shows, we actually just finished pretty much the majority of the shows for this semester. So we're taking the next 3 weeks to write.
Yeah.
But we do have one show at New Brooklyn Tavern in Columbia on the
30th of November.
November 30th.
Okay.
And then we have a couple more in Columbia in December. And then we have, when's that thing with Clemson? It's in February, isn't it?
I'm not sure when it is, but it's an event with Paw Pantry. I believe we're going to be playing out at the amphitheater in the middle of Clemson campus.
Okay.
Sounds actually going to be pretty cool.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
loud.
And then we're also playing at Triple T's
Mhm.
approximately every Thursday or one Thursday a month,
Starting next year.
starting
or-
next semester.
Next semester,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll make sure to put y'all's socials in the podcast description, so
Cool,
that
sweet,
way
yeah, that'd be great.
y'all know where to check them out on there and look for their flyers and stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Sweet. Well, this has been a good podcast. This has been the Bennett Buzz episode 2.
Had to be done.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for having us. We had a
Thank you
great
so
time.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you for your
anytime.
time.
This
Yeah,
is a lot of
absolutely.
fun. Thank you guys.
All right.